Taiwan. I'm Ethan Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. A former TSMC employee could face jail time for stealing trade secrets for China in what prosecutors are calling the first case of its kind. The defendant, former deputy manager surnamed Chen, is accused of copying 21 of the company's confidential documents. Prosecutors are seeking a 7-year sentence for Chen. He's charged with violating Taiwan's National Security Act for attempting to steal trade secrets for use in China. The case came to light during an investigation into a spy ring tied directly to the Chinese military. Chen and others had planned to recruit Taiwanese semiconductor talent to work for a Chinese firm. Taiwan's stock market has experienced heightened volatility recently. Our reporter Aichi spoke with Nolan Chen, an analyst and Inclusion Securities investment consultant, to learn more about the market trend.
TSMC recently reported record second quarter earnings and announced additional investment plans in the U.S. Following the earnings call, Taiwan's stock market dropped sharply on Friday and has stayed relatively weak today. What's driving the market's reaction?
上半年大家觉得这个行情很棒，很好做，所以都去放大自己的个人杠杆。那这样子的话，对于说筹码面上面呢，就会有一些压力，可能会有获利了结压力，包括说最近的NVIDIA 的 Rubin 伺服器，它的出货呢可能有一些递延的状况，所以呢导致说台湾的相关供应链呢出货，市场上会认为说在第三季甚至到第四季会有一个比较放缓的状况发生。那川普对于伊朗军事行动扩大呢，可能会导致说升息的压力会再起，因为油价也慢慢反弹到$90以上，那这个会对于说升息的预期有可能会再度的提高。
Looking ahead, what do you expect the market trend to be? Like, what should investors be paying attention to?
台湾的一些相关供应链的获利，明年的企业获利呢，应该还是比今年来的大，应该还是持续的成长的，所以基本面上面变化并不会太大。那重点是在于说短线上面的修正，短线上面的修正，台股会有面临一些技术面的调整，不管是美股或者是韩国股市或者是台北股市，基期都是偏高的。那再来就是杠杆的部分，全世界都放得很大，不管是美股或是台股或者韩国股市，也都放比较大。那在我刚刚讲的这些疑虑啦，产业上面的疑虑，会导致说现在有一些风吹草动，那筹码面就会比较不稳定，会急着想要把获利了结放口袋，或者是想要停损卖出。
If the market stays weak, how could that affect retail investors, especially those trading with borrowed money?
现金流状况嘛，每个人个人财务的现金流状况可能会比较吃紧一些。那这现金流吃紧的状况可能会导致说一些消费啊，或者是投资可能会放缓。
There was Nolan Chen, an analyst from Inclusion Security investment consultant. Taiwan's Coast Guard saw a sharp increase in Chinese maritime activity around the country in June. 55 Chinese government vessels, including Coast Guard and research boats, were spotted in the month, nearly double the number reported in May. An anonymous Coast Guard official said the vessels often operate in pairs just outside of Taiwan's economic waters, straining the ability of Taiwan's Coast Guard ships to respond. Officials say China may be practicing how to cut off Taiwan's supply lines. China and the Philippines have accused each other of aggression following a clash in disputed waters on Monday. The clash happened in the South China Sea near a grounded ship where Philippine troops are stationed. Manila says China's Coast Guard clubbed one of its sailors. Beijing says 2 Philippine vessels ignored warnings and tried to ram a Chinese patrol boat. The U.S. State Department condemned what it called China's, quote, dangerous and aggressive actions. China claims almost all of the South China Sea, even though international ruling says its claims have no legal basis. Taiwan's first heat-related medical insurance plan is taking effect in the southern city of Tainan to help older adults stay cool. It comes as the Environment and Health Ministries continue to build a network of heat protection resources for residents aged 65 or older who live alone.
其实年长者他的这个对温度的知觉没有像我们一般人那么高，年长者也觉得要省钱，连冷气不吹，电风扇也不开，然后就觉得自己应付得了。
The plan is fully funded by a private insurance company covering 32,000 people on the Tainan city government's median or low-income care list. The policy provides up to $300 in coverage for heat-related medical bills. Authorities and researchers have also trained an AI bot to predict high temperatures at the residents' homes. Combined with the Environment Ministry's Cool Mat platform, the AI bot can alert social workers and help guide them to cool places, especially in rural areas.
便利商店就算在偏乡，它应该还是也是很普及的一个至少会有1间2间，所以便利商店对于独居老人的降温是非常重要。而独居老人他不会走到便利商店，一般还没买东西，所以我们透过他加入 Cool Map， 我们希望他能够这些志工能够鼓励独居老人真的很热的时候，就真的要寻求一个有冷气的这个降温点，像便利商店。
Authorities say they will test the insurance plan in Tainan for a year before expanding it to other major cities and counties. Taiwanese-American basketball prospect Adam Hinton has officially begun his professional career in Taiwan, signing with the Kaohsiung Aquas. A reporter Cindy Chi sat down with the rising star to discuss his decision to play in Taiwan and his goals for the future.
Now in Taiwan, it's a new chapter in your life. So what made you decide to start playing professionally here in Taiwan then?
That would be just the Aquas. I mean, they made me so confident in wanting to return. But aside from the Aquas, I would just say the fans. They've been so supportive in Jones Cup, Asia Cup, and I could not thank them more for their support. Like, I just feel like there's so much great energy. Like when I stepped on the court, even when I was watching the TPBL playoff games, I mean, just absolutely electric. And it's hard not to have a ton of adrenaline from it, like just ready to go and wanting to perform in front of everybody. And also they're just very personable. Just getting to meet some fans, it's hard not to want to give back to them.
So can you tell me more about you playing basketball? What's your style? Tell us more about it, because some people can be more aggressive, some people communicate more. What about you?
I'm definitely working on being more communicative, and also definitely learn some Chinese phrases so I can just communicate with my teammates a little better. But I would also say I'm just a very high energy player, and I'm always just looking to make the smart play.
Throughout your years playing the sport, has there ever been this time when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm done. I really want to give up because like things aren't just working out for me? Have you had those moments?
I would say there's definitely times where basketball can be frustrating, but I think I've always just been a very resilient person, just thanks to my parents, and they've really helped me get through those valleys, and I feel like they just listen to me. Just taking time to listen to me and reassure me. They're very good at just reading my mood and what I want to do, what I don't, and they know my goals. So even if I may not want to in the moment, they know it is what I want long term, and they just try to support as much as they can.
So usually when I talk to athletes, I always ask them, like, having the sport part of your life, doing it like all the time, what has the sport taught you?
I would say the sport has taught me to be resilient, but it's also taught me how to be hardworking. But on the flip side, it's also taught me that sometimes rest is needed. And it's also taught me to just always focus on having fun. You know, you're gonna burn out eventually if you're not having fun. So to find joy and to love what you do for a living is an absolute blessing.
That was Taiwanese-American basketball prospect Adam Hinton. In early 2000s, Schoolyard Craze is spinning its way back across Asia, packing out arenas from the markets of Hong Kong to the Campaign Trail in Taiwan. Reese Ayers reports.
3, 2, 1, shoot! Remember these? Well, Felix Yip does, just about. The first Beyblades are a couple years older than 25-year-old Yip, but he remembers the craze from his primary school days, and now he's playing again, part of a revitalized community of enthusiasts taking their battles to markets in Hong Kong.
I've already managed to rope a few friends who never played Beyblades into getting hooked, and perhaps that's part of the fun. It's what keeps me playing.
The Beyblade craze is sweeping Asia, with manufacturer Takaratomi reporting massive spikes in demand across Japan, Hong Kong and Taiwan, fueled by new battle tech, a pinch of nostalgia and a need for a physical escape from a digital age.
In this materialistic age, people yearn for something they can actually get their hands on, as we're usually just fiddling with our phones and can't seem to find anything with physical presence.
The game is getting so popular it's fueling a black market in China. In early July, tens of thousands of fakes were seized at Taiwan's border. Even Taiwanese politicians are getting in on the action, with Taipei mayoral candidate Puma Shen attending a Beyblade tournament in the capital. But back in Hong Kong's packed markets, the noise is purely about the game itself, where for these players, nothing beats the simple, physical thrill of the spin. Eason Chen and Rees for TaiwanPlus.
South Korea's Buddhist temples are places of worship and reflection, but one temple is taking on a challenge far beyond the spiritual realm, helping reverse the country's declining birth rate. Ivan Yang has this story.
For more than 1,000 years, the Naksansa Temple has sat upon these jagged coastal cliffs, watching as the dynasties that ruled the Korean peninsula repulsed foreign invaders. Now, South Korea's faithful are looking to it to fight a different kind of threat, a dropping population. To this end, the temple launched a matchmaking initiative for young singles in 2023. In July, it kicked off a 2-day, 1-night retreat, a sort of extended blind date designed to couple young singles through shared activities.
Our matchmaking program drew tremendous passion and interest, and we saw more than 4,000 applicants. Since only 20 of you here were selected, I hope you join with sincerity and that it will bear fruit.
Dressed in traditional temple uniforms, participants are paired randomly by drawing numbered sticks. They introduce themselves over tea, talent shows, and rotate through one-on-one activities such as blindfolded strolls. The head monk hopes that the retreat will prompt reflection on the country's low birth rate and inspire them to think about the nation's future. One participant found the setting itself made a difference.
Getting to know people in a temple is a completely new and fresh experience for me, and I think it allows you to get to know someone more seriously.
It's a sentiment he shares with other singles.
I think it's a good place where you can communicate with a calm mind and in a respectful way.
Still others seem less dedicated to the cause.
Honestly, they say the birth rate is falling and more people are choosing not to marry. But everyone around me really does get married. Everyone has a partner and they date just fine. Seeing that makes me naturally want to do the same. And since this is organized by the temple, I figure more decent guys who were selected will be coming here.
South Korean women face enormous social pressure to marry, and raising kids is expensive. A raft of state-sponsored programs and incentives seems to be helping. Government data showed South Korea's total fertility rate, the average number of babies a woman is expected to have, rose slightly from 0.75 to 0.8 in 2025 from a year before. It's a small step toward reversing decades of population decline and ensuring places like this temple have a community to serve for generations to come. Andy Xie, Ted Chen, and Ivan Yang for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we take you to Romania, where historical reenactment festival is underway. I'm Ethan Liu, take care, and I'll see you next time.